using Excel Deploy at Schneider Electric. Schneider Electric is a global specialist in energy management and automation. Schneider Electric develops connected technologies and solutions to manage energy and process in ways that are safe, reliable, efficient, and sustainable. Why have we chosen to use Excel Deploy for deploying our websites? Our release process is going through 4 environments: integration, QA, pre-production, and production. It used to be really people and time consuming. Now, Excel Deploy allows us to automate and schedule the release deployment through these environments in minutes instead of days. We release every 2 weeks. Before, it was taking 1 ops, 1 QA, 1 support guy, and it took about 8 hours. Now, with Excel Deploy, we only need 1 ops, and it takes less than an hour to deploy completely, and it's way stressless. So let's see how we have set it up, starting with the dev side.
Hello, here is a little explanation how Excel Deploy is working. So first, we are starting by a feature team. The feature team is composed by an ops, a QA guy, a developer, the product owner, the UX, and the content editor. They are all watching, thanks to an information radiator, all the monitoring of all the production, just for your information. So this team is committing to develop some assets, which are of course automatically tested. When they are ready, they are publishing it in a repository named Bitbucket. What's happening after? We have a continuous integration tool, which is named Jenkins, that will pull the data directly in integration. And we have, like this, a continuous integration. Each time something is pushed, we can either manually, either every night, rebuild everything to make sure by automatic testing that all the assets are working correctly. At one point, the team decides to have a release candidate, a release which is functional enough to go to the further environment. What's happening? Jenkins is creating a release thanks to this code and pushing it inside Artifactory. So the release will be composed by CSS image assets or some Java code and stuff like this. So it will be stored there. And here is the first step for committing the first artifact.
Okay, so here comes the part where we can use Excel Deploy to deploy this release candidate into the different environments that we have: an SQE for testing, and pre-prod to validate the process install, and unprod. What do we find in Excel Deploy? We find information about the release which are available, so what version we are able to deploy. We also find some information about where to deploy. So where is composed of environments, and on every environment we have information about servers, application servers, and so on. And last thing we have on Excel Deploy is how to deploy in the environment. So this person is responsible for managing Excel Deploy and to provide plugins and recipes describing how to deploy what application on which environment.
So now we saw how Excel Deploy is building, in fact, a kind of release based on information coming from Artifactory, from Jenkins, and from the environment. This release is ready to push to different environments, like we said, SQE, pre-production, and production. What's happening at the beginning, we can do it with manual click. So we will have a process to push directly the release in SQE, doing some testing. If it's okay, we are re-clicking to go to production, doing the testing needing. And after, with the manual click again, we're going to production. Another solution should be to use Excel Release, where in fact we can push a button that we will have some recipe that will check the installation after with automatic testing, and after some validation automatically pass to the next one and to the next one. So 2 ways, either by manual click, either using Excel release. It will be depending on the project. That's how, in fact, from the development to the production, the process of using Excel Deploy is currently proposed.
Just come down yard. Just come down yard.